So I'm guessing most of you are probably pretty comfortable with technology. Can you raise your hands if you feel like? Okay, and I'm also, how many of you have been told by coworkers, members, other people in your life that they're too old to learn new technology? Yeah, that's what I figured. I knew I wasn't the only one. That is absolutely one of my biggest pet peeves. So I thought it would make a pretty good subject for this presentation. I don't buy into it for a second, and I've had the opportunity for the last several months to gain a lot of evidence to prove my hypothesis that you're never too old to learn new things. Earlier this year, my association replaced an antiquated IT system with a new AMS, LMS, online community, and we're in the middle of redesigning our website and moving it over to a new CMS. Now, I will be the first to admit that all of those changes would be enough to completely freak out the most tech-savvy person. I have had moments where I was ready to throw my laptop out the window. So from our employees in their early 20s to those over the age of 60, this has really challenged all of our learning abilities. But for 3 people on our staff who are over the age of 60, 2 over the age of 70, it's been especially challenging. Not only have we introduced systems that have completely changed the way they do their jobs, we have introduced them to a new vocabulary and concepts that are completely foreign to them. So it really should come as no surprise to anyone, including me, that they've had moments of completely freaking out. They've dug in their heels, they have threatened to retire multiple times, but I have been on a quest to prove to them, help them prove to themselves that they really are perfectly capable of learning these new things. In past presentations, I've used quotes like this, statistics, to really kind of prove the senior adoption of technology, and I know Luke mentioned one in his presentation this morning too. But I knew with this audience they were way tougher than that, and it was going to take more than some fancy statistic. And then a couple months ago, my friend Corey posted on Facebook that she just bought her 89-year-old grandmother an iPad 2. And within 2 days, Graham was emailing, downloading apps, and FaceTiming like a champ. So I was telling this story to a coworker of mine, and she said, wait, do I have the tech-savvy grandma for you? Her 83-year-old grandmother still works a 40-hour work week as an association event planner. Many of us know how stressful that is. She likes to knock back a cold beer every now and again, and she's an active e-trader. I was like, how cool is that? My mom is also one who went from being a technophobe to really enjoying, embracing technology. 2 years ago, she was completely afraid of computers, afraid she was going to touch them and break it, which I'm sure many of you have had that experience with people. And then she bought her dream sewing machine. This thing cost $5,000. It embroiders stuff at the touch of a button that you wouldn't believe. Well, it also plugs into a computer, so you can download designs from the internet right into the sewing machine. But she had this ancient PC that was not compatible at all. So she went off and bought herself a laptop. Why not add more to it? And now she is not only digitizing and downloading her own designs to it, she's downloading music. She's so excited that she found old friends on classmates.com. And she's even teaching me cool new features on Google Chrome. But no matter what role models I tried to put in front of my coworkers, I was not making a dent in their fear. A friend and I were having dinner a few weeks ago, and we were talking about how much technology has changed in our lifetime. And and I realized, I grew up in a household that had phones with cords, TVs with remote controls. My coworkers were born into a time of World War II rationing and computers that were as big as a room, which really put it into perspective for me what they were up against learning these new systems. And then one day I came into work, and Kay, our 72-year-old office manager, was absolutely beaming at me for the first time in a long time. And she said, I can't believe how much easier these email templates have made it to communicate standard information to our members. And then a few days later, I heard my accounting manager shout with glee, literally from her office, that her accounts payable had balanced on the first try for the first time in the new system. But I really realized how far we'd come when Kay forwarded this email to me that she'd sent to a member, explaining cookies to her. And if you would have told Kay 6 months ago that she would have been explaining cookies to a member and not the kind that come out of the oven, she never would have believed you. So while my coworkers have not embraced this new technology completely, and probably never will, they have come an incredibly long way. And I'm very proud of them that they are well on their way to proving that they can learn this new technology. Yeah.